Before we get into episode 9, can we honest talk for a moment? I shared that I'm doing this podcast because of Maya Tiffany. That's what has me here talking to you today. And the truth is, I didn't know who you would be, even though I have a good idea now. You are the person who needed to hear this exact message at this exact time. And that's why this work means so much to me. Listen, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in divine assignments. And I'm just here as a vessel today. I'm not here to be perfect and I'm not here to be preachy. I'm just dropping a few nuggets, building bridges from anxiety to peace, from depression to clarity. With that, let's get into it. Hey, wonderfuls. Welcome back to Helpers High by me, Tiffani. This episode is near and dear to my heart because I absolutely know that it's impacting a lot of people. It is titled Anxiety, Depression, and the Gift You're Not Using. Why life feels off and how we get it back. If you've been feeling foggy, unmotivated, disconnected, or overwhelmed, this episode is for you. Listen to me carefully. If you have identified that you suffer from anxiety or depression and you're currently in therapy, good. Kudos to you. If you have a plan in motion and you believe it's working, good. Kudos to you. Keep going and stay the course. This episode is not a replacement for professional care, but I promise you, if you showed up here today, open-minded, ready to take it all in and move forward, it will help you. Let's talk about why life feels off to so many of us and how our gift, our energy, and clarity can come back in starting now. Even with all the resources in the world out there at our fingertips, some of us still feel like we're watching our own life from the outside. And I'm not here to sugarcoat the facts. That's not what I'm going to do today. So I'm just letting you know. We're talking about the what, the why, and the how we get to start living again. We're going to get real about the gift that we were given because ignoring it is what's going to keep us feeling stuck, restless, empty. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give you a little with love warning because I'm going to touch some things like this, touch them with my finger like this. That we may have been avoiding, some truth that we may have been dodging, and some ownership that we may have been delaying. So deep breaths. Let's do this. I'm not purposely trying to simplify it, and I know that some of you already know this, but I'm going to say it this way, just so it sounds different than ways that you've heard it in the past. Anxiety is our attempt to control the future. And depression is our desire to go back to the way something used to be. But to find peace, we have to trust ourselves in the present. We can't fix anxiety or depression by ignoring them. That's not even an option. We have to fix them by getting radically honest about what they've been trying to tell us this entire time. And as usual, I'm going to start by defining them. But in this particular moment, I'm going to define them 3 different ways. So I'm going to give you the clinical definition, I'm going to give you the emotional definition, and then I'm going to give you the helper's high definition of both anxiety and depression. The clinical definition for anxiety is the brain and body's response to stress or perceived danger. It often involves excessive worry, nervousness, or fear about future situations. And the symptoms may include restlessness, difficulty concentrating, irritability, muscle tension, and sleep issues. The emotional definition of anxiety is the mental habit of imagining a worst case scenario before it even happens. Now, I don't know about you, but if it's not you, then you know somebody who does this all too often. It's like, oh, let's do this. Oh, but what if we do that and then this and then that and then? That's an example of that. It's often driven by fear or failure, rejection, or loss of control. And it keeps us stuck in a negative perspective on the outcome of everything that we do. It's the kind of, let's say, the what if that steals the present moment. And then the final definition is the helper's high version. So this is the Tiffani version. Again, not a doctor. Anxiety is our soul on high alert, trying to control a future that feels too big, too uncertain, or too unsafe. It's not a weakness, but it is a warning sign, like tick, 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 tick. And it's not a warning sign that we are broken, but it's a warning sign that we're human, and maybe our environment, our pace, whatever that negative feeling conjures up is misaligned with our gift that we need to truly thrive. Let me be clear. Anxiety isn't always about what might go wrong. Sometimes it's about what we've been avoiding doing right. So that would be avoiding decisions, avoiding honesty, avoiding taking action, wanting to ask a question, but not wanting the spotlight. What if I sound unprepared? So you start to stay silent when our soul, our heart, our body, all of our emotions, our intuition is screaming with curiosity and some confusion. Anxiety is avoiding one-on-one conversation with someone if nothing's wrong because it feels too vulnerable to be seen. You know that your emotions are only temporarily going to be hid well. So you avoid that eye contact, that one-on-one little banter conversation. If you're in the office, for example, at work, that little hallway conversation, ooh, pick up the phone and start pressing away. Gotta go, meeting coming up, all of those things. You'd rather text. You'd rather delay a conversation like, oh, can I meet you in 15 more minutes? Because again, it takes time to build up all of the answers that you think that you need to prep for. But what you're really doing is avoiding discomfort of being present and unguarded. Anxiety is not wanting to be called on because you may not have the answer. It's also assuming that if you don't perform correctly, the way that everybody you think in your head expects you to, that you'll be judged or worse, exposed. And all of this is absolutely exhausting, mentally, physically exhausting, and it's not sustainable. Anxiety has us living in a dress rehearsal for a disaster while the actual moment that we're supposed to show up as our natural, authentic self passes us by. Have you ever found yourself preparing or protecting yourself from a made up scenario? Like you have this conversation about what's going to be said, what's going to be said back, and then what you'll say. And then, of course, you give some type of reaction that you wouldn't normally give, but it's just you here by yourself. So you feel a little bit more mighty. But that is a form of anxiety. We stay in our head. We're overthinking, we're second guessing, we're playing out worst case scenarios, rehearsing conversations that haven't even happened yet, and usually not with the role play that's going to be true to what's about to happen. And we're analyzing everything to the point of paralysis. You're numb. Those mental loops feel safe. Safe because we're not risking anything yet, right? If we're just playing it out, we feel like we've thought of everything that can possibly happen. But it's not really preparation at all. It's avoidance and it's dressed up like productivity. Let me say it clean. The more time that we spend in our head, the more disconnected we become from our intuition, our gut feeling, our epiphanies. Anxiety is a desperate attempt to control the future, usually highly unnecessary. But it is our body's defense for something that we're training it to do. And some of us have trained it really well. Depression, as I mentioned, is the next thing that we're going to talk about. And it is the deep aching wish for something from the past to come back. So I don't know about you guys, for example, but I know I have heard people who are saying, oh man, I wish it was the way that it used to be. I just wish, oh my God, when are things going to come back to be normal? And it's not. It's not. So if it's you saying this, I'm telling you to stop. And if it's people that are in your corner saying it, tell them to stop because we're not setting ourselves up for success if we continue to have that thought that it's possible to return things to the way it was. Right now, so many people are walking around with that invisible weight. Some of us don't even know that it's depression. That's what makes depression super sneaky. And we just say that, oh, I'm a little off. We don't even tell anybody about it. We're kind of just going through the motions. We have low energy and no spark. We're disconnected from ourselves and numb to stuff that we know that we love. So being asked to go to your favorite restaurant where it used to make you excited, you're like, I gotta wash my hair. I gotta sit on the couch. I have a Netflix show I want to watch. You're coming up with things to do because even though you know that that's your favorite place and it brings you joy, you're trying to actually avoid it. Depression isn't always obvious. As I said, it is sneaky. Sometimes it looks simple, like scrolling on our cell phones or sleeping, working too much, just to feel something. And some are, again, more skilled than others from hiding it from others. So even people in your corner, if they don't have intuition and high energy connections, they will allow you to not be seen, even though you're screaming for help. So the clinical definition of depression is it's a mood disorder marketed by a persistent sadness. It's loss of interest in activities, fatigue, difficulty concentrating. It changes our appetite, it changes our sleep patterns, it changes our energy levels. The emotional definition of depression is it feels like heaviness or numbness. It's not just feeling sad, but it's feeling being stuck, like you don't have a choice. Everything that's happening, you believe, is happening to you and not for you. So even though the energy around you is trying to shift, it's trying to pull you to your next, you believe that it's happening to you. And you're not able to see that some of these things are happening for you. It's happening so you can evolve and get to your next destination. The helper's high definition of depression is it's the weight of living misaligned from our purpose, and we're too tired to try again. We've been there, we've done that. We tried to get ourselves unstuck. It's a horrible feeling. No one wants to be stuck initially. And I say initially very strongly because after a while, we do start accepting it. And we actually like the feeling of being stuck. We like the things that we've supported for being stuck for reasons that we called out, which again are not usually at all true. So it's not that we're lazy or lost, it's that our soul knows something isn't right and that we stop believing that it can actually get better. So now we're in, again, a loop that says this is just the way it is. So how many times in a week do you hear somebody say, that's just how it is? Depression is often tied to grief, a loss of a season of life. So the kids grow up, right? And they don't need you the same way. So I told you guys that I have a soon to be 21-year-old and a 27-year-old who, again, they don't need me like they used to. Anthony's not on a traveling league anymore. I'm not the mom packing fruits and juice packs for the team. It looks and feels different. So again, I have to understand what my value is now in his current life. If I don't understand that it needs to shift, then I hold back wishing that it was the way it used to be. The relationship that ends that you thought was going to last forever. That's not what happened. So now you get into a depression because you believe that it should have, and why didn't it? And you just want it back, and remember when, and it was good, and I don't know what happened. And again, you're starting to come up with reasoning to support. And when you don't have real reasons, again, depression is going to set in. A career change absolutely can cause depression, especially if it's a career change that was not prompted by you. It's not a decision that you made. So when we think about, you know, pre-COVID, there were many people who were let go, furloughed, laid off, jobs closed, and different things. So you were forced into the next phase of your life. Again, you believe, and hopefully do not still believe, but this is what depression looks like. You believe that those things happen to you. You do not see them as things that was happening for you to align you with a bigger, better purpose. Now, some of you in hindsight look at the role, the job, the place that you're in now, the relationships that you're in now, and you're like, oh, thank God I got out of that one because this is amazing. But not everybody has those same results, right? So for the ones who are not really sure if it was going to be better, because again, you're thinking about that past, you're concerned that where you are now is not better. Body changes, that's another huge one. If you don't recognize yourself anymore, you were thinner, you were younger, you were, again, more full of life. As you're going through depression, you can have spikes and moments where you can turn it on to kind of fool the folks around you temporarily. But you know that in those moments, those quiet moments when you're alone, that's not who you are. That's not who you are at all. So you don't recognize yourself anymore because you know the person that you're designed to be, but alone, you look different. If you left a place, so some of us have moved, relocated, did different things to get through that moment in time. And that version of yourself felt safe. You knew the location. Now, I joke about this, but it's not a joke at all. My Publix about 6 months ago changed every aisle. They decided to move the produce from one side of the store to the next and the dairy from the other side of the store to the other. It threw me off for at least 5 shopping trips. I had it as a science. I knew where things were. I was dependent to go in, go to aisle 6, pick up my Goya products and leave. Now my Goya products are on aisle 14. It's not the same, but I got it now. But that 5-trip catch up, it was rough. It was rough. So again, I'm not trying to downplay it, but that is what it looks like. It's change of pace, change of environment, change of things that you once felt safe, felt knowledgeable on, that has changed for you. Another one that I want to talk about 2 seconds is definitely when you have it all on paper, but you miss the you used to be. So you switch the jobs, you're making more money, you're in a luxury office, and people respect you and need you, and you know the work, and you're delivering deliverables on time, and all of those things are going, and it looks seamless to the outside, but it's not satisfying your soul because you know there's a part of you that you gave up to make this work, and that part of you that you gave up may have been aligned to your gift. Therefore, you're going to have this constant struggle with who this person is. So, this one specifically, I think of it as a good example on our celebrities. When we look at the lives of our celebrities who have taken the extreme measure to depression and have committed suicide, Kate Spade, Andrew Bourdain, Robin Williams, these are people to us that are icon, like so good at their craft. They do what they do. They're amazing. Kate Spade has made amazing products, changed the fashion game. You have Andrew Bourdain living his best life to me, traveling, tasting food, going to different cities, countries. Listen, I would have said there's 2 people in life that I would like to trade places with at one point, and Andrew Bourdain and Samantha Brown were 2 of them. That whole I like to travel and experience culture, people, things at a time, I think that's the best thing ever. But yet, depression was consuming him consuming him in a way that he did not see another way than to end his own life to rid it. Depression is scary, guys, and left untouched can be those types of examples deadly. Now, that kind of grief doesn't always scream. Sometimes it just lingers quietly in the background, turning into exhaustion or irritability, emotional numbness. And you see people who are alive, but their eyes say that they're dead. And some people can spend their whole life in that stage. You work with them, you live with them, you go to the doctors with them, they're at your gym, they're in your kids' schools. These are what we call walking zombies, and not by choice. They want to get rid of it, they want to find answers to it. And I hope that they get the help for it. Depression can be mild, moderate, or severe. I felt like a prescription ad just now, but that's exactly the levels of depression. And sometimes it requires professional support. So, as I mentioned, therapy, medication, community, whatever your healing looks like, it should be tailored specifically for you. And please know that you deserve that type of care. You don't have to do it alone. You should not do it alone. That is not how you're going to get out of depression. You're going to need to be honest. If with no one else, be honest with that person, that reflection in the mirror. You know, I have moments, and you saw it in episode 8, where I actually talk to her. I need somebody else to say it. Sometimes you just need to hear it twice. It allows you to go from this to, that's a little concerning, to what to do next to get out of it. And here's the part that we don't always say loud. Again, if you're in therapy or considering it, good, do it. That is just the beginning. It is how you start to heal. And it should be designed in your own mind, specifically in your own mind, that I need a temporary purpose, relationship that's going to help me get unstuck. So if you think of the cars that here in Florida, you get to park on the beach, and they go a little bit too deep into that wet sand, you absolutely need help. You need people with wedges and things that can get you out of that deep, stuck sand. But once your car pulls out of that sand, you don't need that level of assistance anymore. You have to know that that is not a crutch. Therapy is supposed to be an aid. It's meant to rebuild our courage. So when you go into therapy, you should know that you have to participate in your healing for therapy to truly be successful. Now, unfortunately, people believe that when they go into therapy, that means that for the rest of their life, they need to talk this through with this particular person or someone like them. And what you need to do is actually come up with tools, tips, ways that when you realize that you're getting into this little bit of a funk, when you realize that everything that you're planning for yourself is not worth it, that you come up with things that are designed specifically to say, whoa, 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 Tiffani, that's not what we're doing today. Get up off of your feet, get to work, get to the gym, get to the kitchen, make yourself some breakfast, blend that smoothie, whatever that is. You have to say it to yourself. So ask ever so gently, hey girl, is this support to hide or really to heal? When we stop showing up in our life stops showing up for us. And the truth is, with depression, there's high probability that the thing that you want so bad to come back, whether it's that relationship, whether it's that place that you used to live, whether it's that job that you had, whether it's the dress that used to fit you, none of it was all so great. They had moments and they gave memories and they gave you something that you want to go back to, but you also have to stop pause and remember, because you forgot how brave you were for adapting to something about that past that wasn't good at that time. And now here you are asking for it to return the way that it was. So I say to you, yes, you can do it again with tools, with tips, with mindful thoughts on how you're going to help yourself. So let's do our Helper's High Pulse Check. And these are gentle but revealing, perfect for self-awareness without any shame questions. And if you answer yes to most of these, it's going to be time to start putting yourself first. You promise? Okay. Do you feel like you're just going through the motion on most days? Like a wash, rinse, repeat cycle. You show up, you're here. I've had people say, for example, when I say, hey, wonderful, how's your day going? I'm alive. Well, thank God, because I don't want to be standing here talking to a dead person. So I appreciate that. But that's not the answer that we want to hear from anybody. So, yes or no? Are you just going through the motion on most days? Do you find it hard to believe that things are actually ever going to get better? Have you been isolating yourself or avoiding people who actually care about you? So do you remember that moment where your best friend, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your mother, your cousin, your niece, your doctor, your whoever it was said, hey, let's do XYZ? Or it's a great Saturday afternoon and you know that there's a house full of people, a place full of drinks, a card game that would bring you nothing but joy, but you avoid going there because you don't want to be seen. Have you lost interest in the things that used to bring you joy? Even the small things, like picking up the chocolate decadent cake from Publix for somebody's birthday just so you can get a slice. Does that no longer interest you anymore? Okay, so that was the pulse check. Again, more yeses than nos. It's going to be time for us to start putting ourselves first. To rebound from depression, we must remind ourselves that we're not meant to go back. So again, remember, the thing that's causing you depression is usually your want, your desire to go back in time. And it's just not possible. So stop telling yourself that it's possible, because it's not. We're not meant to be who we were. That's not it. In order for us to get to the next level, and that's really what we're here for, guys, we got to keep going to the next level, because the things that we used to do, we've outgrown. Nobody is eating spinach from a Gerber can at our age. We will soon have to do that, but not right now. Not if you tuned into this podcast. We're supposed to be right here, right now. You and me together here is where we're supposed to be. We are not broken. We're misaligned. So we don't get to be thrown out. We have to figure out how to get back on track, because we deserve it. And we're not lazy. We're discouraged. Yes, a little, maybe even bitter, salty. We're not failing, though. We are practicing being brave. Some of us are doing a better job than others. So yes, acknowledge all of that. Acknowledge it all. And then get up. Get up and stop it. You deserve to be here. We need you. I need you. Stop getting in your own way. There will be people, times, things that happen specifically designed to be against us. We should not be involved in that. That is not our responsibility to put burden on ourselves. You're probably saying, no, duh. If it was really that easy, don't you know I wouldn't have done it? How many times do you think I tried this? I just I'm over it. I've done it. It's not working. All of the things. And the truth is, I can only imagine. And I've been there too. There are absolutely times where I am more than willing to multiple times say, I'm done and I'm over it. So let me help you out. You don't need to start by being perfect. No perfection is required. You've acknowledged that you are depressed. Once you've acknowledged that, that is the perfection. Now you get to small step yourself out of it. So let me help you out with that, Helpers High family. I'm about to give you 3 things that you can do today to disrupt anxiety and depression. Are you ready for this? Master tools. People smarter than me would charge for this. The first thing you got to do is move, both physically and mentally. So in my house, it's a smart house, and I tell her, Alexa, play music. And she does. And with that, it starts me into a different mode. It allows me to get unstuck. A little dancing, a little rhythm, a little song. She usually gets the details. I mean, she knows me already, so she's going to play my faves. And again, do something to move physically and mentally. That was number 1. I don't care what it is. Walk, stretch, dance, journal. Your hand is moving, your mind is moving. That's good too. Read a book. Your mind is moving, your thoughts are going. That's good too. Deep breaths. If you have an Apple Watch like me, when she says, time to stand, stand. Make sure she's telling you to stand. Let her tell you whatever you need to be told. You can set as many routines as you need to set. Random things that mine does all day long. Now, movement tells our nervous system that we're not trapped. That's why you have to do it. If you don't move, when you do that lay down position on the couch and you don't move, your body is consciously telling itself that you're trapped, that there's nothing happening here. You need to wind all the way down. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. Just know that if you were already in a funk and you do it, you're not going to be able to get out of that funk if you continue on that path. Make sense? Okay. 2, make a decision, even if it's a small one. What are you going to eat today? Who will you call? What time will you wake up tomorrow? One choice, 1 degree of clarity. Come up with something that you need to make a decision on today and then do it. Make sense? Okay. You don't need to fix your life all in one day. That's not what this is about. But you have to touch it, and you have to touch it on purpose. 1 and 2, on purpose. 3rd one, tell the truth. The reason that you've been allowed to be depressed this long, and I don't know how long this long is for you. Again, that made me say it. So I'm going to say that some of you may be stuck too long, and it's not necessary. But you're lying. You're lying to the people around you who honestly care about you, and you're lying to yourself. You're pretending that you are okay. You're pretending that you can get through this on your own. That is a lie. It hasn't worked yet. It's not going to automatically somehow work right now. You got to get help. Go to the mirror immediately. Start talking to that person that you see first. And then include somebody else in that conversation. Be prepared to tell somebody that you are not 100% you. And you don't know what it is anymore. And you've tried different things, and I don't know what to do. And throw your hands up and confess it. Find a stranger, hell, if you don't know. Put somebody online into your scoop. If you don't have one person in your life that would understand that you're depressed and you need help, that alone is concerning. But it's the truth. Some of us don't. So make that person your mirror reflection, or make that person an anonymous contact that you choose online. Truth about what hurts is what you're going to be sharing. This is not just the truth about me not knowing what to eat for dinner and I never know what to eat for dinner. This is what is really consuming you, what you honestly are struggling with. The fact that you blank, blank, blank. The fact that it blank, blank, blank. The fact that I no longer blank, blank, blank. You have to fit in the words that go with that truth. It is not going to be a one size fit all answer for none of us here. It looks, it feels, it is different for all of us. But you have to call it what it is. Are you scared of it? Are you disappointed in it? Are you mad because you love it and that's depressing? There's multiple reasons for these things. So, anxiety and depression grow in silence. That's why you cannot silence it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work to sit in your room all day in a closed room, door shut, looking at your phone, scrolling through, then falling asleep, then waking up and scrolling again. You will wake up with the same level, if not more, of anxiety and depression that you went to bed with, and it will continue on a vicious cycle. And you will be a body in motion that is not connected to anything that's going to bring you joy. You don't deserve that. We don't deserve that. We would not be here. We are hand selected. Do you know how many sperm cells tried to get to where you are today and you beat all of them? You started as a survivor. Okay, sorry I had to use that image for you, but just in case you weren't understanding that your fight came with you, it's in you. Your fire is lit always. But okay, the truth is you don't need any more motivation, but you do have to have honesty. So let me give you some fun facts because you'll need to check yourself repeatedly. Just because, again, you come up with these things to help you, three things, right? So we said very simple: move physically and mentally, make a decision every day, a quick one, something, what we're going to do next, what we're going to pack for our lunchbox, what we're going to do. Come up with the plan and then follow through and then tell the truth. Okay? Every time you feel yourself getting stuck, go back to those three principles. That's going to be the marker point that you can continue to go back to because you feel it coming on. Great. We're done with that. Depression is extremely common. Extremely common. Let me give you one of the facts from the World Health Organization of 2023. 280 million people globally suffer from depression. 280 million people. So, you think you're alone? You think you're special because you're depressed? No, you're one of 280 million people. All right? Depression rates have increased significantly, especially as I mentioned before, the pandemic. That changed the way that our mindset works because we were jolted into change. And that's very different than coming up with a slow, proactive, or reactive way that small things have to change in order for us to get to our next level. That's not what this was at all. We were immediately sent home. We were told to stay home. Then we were told to wear masks. We were told to be careful. We were told to, all multiple things happened. World shut down, but yet here we are, standing, barely remembering the day to day that went on and choosing to take our memory and use it for what you think was actually happening. Because did you write a journal about it? Do you realize how many things you overcame during that time? How many life advances were made for yourself, for your family, for the things around you? No, we didn't write that down. Doesn't seem as important as how it made me feel. Social media is another one, of course, we know. That causes depression, but it causes depression based on what we said in episode 6. Success is personal. So if you're sitting here trying to gain other people's version of success, of course, you will remain depressed. You do not live in a castle in Dubai, or do you? I don't know. But if you don't, and what you saw was how beautiful it is, and you wish you did, and now I don't know why I don't, and why wasn't I born to the Sultan, and all of these things, none of that is realistic. Let it go. Many of us don't even know that we're experiencing depression. There's a lot of us that have been trained, taught to just go through the motions and suffer in silence alone. It's embarrassing. And if you tell somebody, they're going to think that you're not strong, that you're weak. That's not true. That's not true at all. So we have to unthink that. We have to get past that moment where we were taught things that were not true. So with that, I've given you the 3 tips to help you, but now I'm going to give you 3 Tiffani tips. These are in your pocket tips when you feel depression or anxiety sneaking in. They may or may not work for you, but I prefer you to have them so that you can say, I have a tool. Change your space, even if it's slightly. If you are sitting on the end of the table, get up and walk to a different table. Walk to the middle seat. Walk into the hallway. Look both ways. See if you notice anything different. Turn to the window. Look out of it. Change your space just slightly. Shifting your environment helps to disrupt mental fog. So it absolutely is helpful to do that. Another one is speak it out loud. And yes, I do mean really, really out loud. Say one kind truth about yourself. So say the words out loud. You are worthy. I am worthy. You are beautiful. I am beautiful. You are smart. I am smart. Say whatever the words are out loud. Got it? Words create energy, and energy creates momentum. That's what's going to get us from going into stuck to coming back and consciously thinking through so that we don't end up in full-blown depression or stay in full-blown depression. And one more thing I'm going to tell you to do is do one micro win task. And a micro win task is like washing the dishes, sending a text, maybe saying hi to grandma or hi to your friend that you haven't heard from all week, just letting you know I was thinking about you. Walk to the mailbox. These aren't any cures. As I told you, these are only interruptions, and it's my thought, my helping grace to you. It has worked for me, one or the other, or all 3. Sometimes I do 4, 5, 6, 7. I think of other things to jolt me into some type of other mindset when I feel myself getting sucked into something that is lasting too long, something that I should be over already. Hell, everybody else is, but it still is affecting me. I come up with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So deep breaths, again, is always going to be helpful. But now, Helpers High family, I'm going to put us on blast. And by us, I mean you. I'm going to ask you something, and I want you to answer honestly. Have you made the vision board yet? Okay. If you have, woo! Awesome. That is the best gift you could have given yourself in 2025. I want you to know that, and I'm so proud of you. But if you have not made your 2025 vision board yet, why? Why? Why have you not taken the time for yourself? I mean, come on, it's arts and crafts. This is not hard. It's paper cutouts, magazine clippings, photos, glitter, bows. It's not hard. So what is actually stopping you? Listen, I am super, super duper serious about this task, guys. You hear how I lowered my voice so that I can connect with you? A vision board is not magic. It's memory. It's a requirement to our lives because it helps us to remember who we are, what we love, and where we're going. It's our roadmap that we get to design the path, the road, the vision that we see for ourselves. Does that make sense? If you're hesitant to make a vision board, that's probably the clearest sign that you need to know that you need to make a vision board. Because without one, we avoid accountability and we get to use no accountability as an excuse. So instead of giving ourselves a roadmap, we're going to stay in circles because we're choosing to not create a path forward for ourselves. Why would we do that? If we don't give our future selves direction, anxiety is going to make up its own path for us. Then we have to accept our fate. I'm giving you the one opportunity to make something that seems simple, but will change your life. This is what it is. It's a vision board, guys. A vision board is more than just cutouts and quotes. That's not only what it's about. That's just the path of the things that we want to see and the things that we want or wish were being told to us. And that's beautiful for your vision board. But it is truly a visual commitment to the life that we want to create, the life that we told ourselves that we're worthy of, and the life that we truly believe that we should have. So create it. Pull out the poster board and get to work, guys. Allow yourself just the opportunity to try it. Just the opportunity. It's going to train our mind. It's going to train our nervous system. It's going to train our choices. It's going to allow us to move in alignment with our dreams. That's what we're saying is going to work to get us to where we desire to be, full of joy and happiness. You know those wine and sip parties, or you know those wine and paint parties, or wine and eat parties, or just wine, bring a bottle parties? Yeah, all of you know those all too well. Well, hold on to those and find some of your friends who are interested in living the rest of their lives fulfilled and have a vision board and wine party. Isn't that exciting? A vision board and wine party. Yes, that's actually a brilliant idea. We should start. So oh my God, we should absolutely start that. A vision board and wine party. I need to have this. Okay. Well, as you can see, my wheels are spinning. Point, the point that I'm trying to get to is you have to create a vision board, guys. This is not an option. It is not a suggestion. It's a damn it, create a vision board or else. You hear me? Or else. You gonna come quietly or do I have to muscle you up? Here's the power in that. Our brain absolutely believes what it sees. These days, that can actually be quite dangerous, right? Because we know that AI is able to make some what we are calling fun photos. But when you don't have the full backstory or the why behind it or how it could have happened, and you're not really savvy on all the things that AI is capable of, there's a lot of us who are moving around believing that something that we saw is real, and it just may not be. But the things on your vision board are real. It's you telling you what you want, what you expect, what you like, what you love, what you're passionate about, what you desire for yourself. Our brain processes images 60,000 times faster than words. When we put our goals in front of our eyes, in front of our own eyes, and you can see that vision board anywhere you put it, and it should be someplace that you have no reason to bypass it without at least making eye contact with it. The truth, most of us don't even know what we want. And that's what makes the vision board probably a hesitant act, because you don't know what to put on there. So you paused in making any. No answers means I should probably leave it alone. because now anxiety sets in. What will I put on my vision board? Suppose I don't put the right things. Suppose I don't put the things that I actually want. What if other people don't see my vision board as helpful? What if people do see my vision board? That's what you're doing right now. Stop it. Just stop it. But here's the deal, we cannot manifest a blur. A hypothetical is just that, it's hypothetical. So until we put our actions to paper, until we put it in a place that we can actually view it, see it, and start holding ourselves accountable, it's not going to exist in our minds. Therefore, it can't exist in reality. I hope that makes sense to you. So if we want success, happiness, love, peace, all the things that we say that we want, and we know that success is personal, so some of us don't want all of those things. Some of us have prioritized the things that we want first. Money, which I didn't say, could be yours. Whatever it is, it's personal to you, and that's fine. Totally acceptable. So ask yourself to make this vision board, what does success look like to me? Not to the people around me, not to the people who may pass by and see my vision board. It is not for them to love, like, or question. That is not what the vision board is for. And when you figure it out, put it on the freaking board. Put it on the board. You hear me? Okay. So honestly, guys, visualizing it like our life depends on it, because our future alignment does. Our vision board is going to force clarity, and it's going to move our dreams from vague ideas to visible direction. Our vision board is going to remind us daily of what we're doing. And every time we look at it, we need to ask ourselves one question. Is what I'm doing now or what I've done today moving me towards what I said I wanted for myself? Some of us do need permission to dream again. Life, trauma, bills, jobs, breakup, burnout, all dream stealers. And the vision board is our rebellion. It says, I believe there's something beautiful ahead and I'm going to meet it. With that said, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for staying tuned for all of these episodes. I truly feel like this is making a difference in somebody's life, and I hope it's yours. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. Thank you for being vulnerable, for maybe using some of these tips, making a difference. My helper's high makes me feel like this is helping someone. And if it's you, kudos and congratulations. And remember, guys, together we make magic. See you next time on Helper's High.